Check 1, 2. Hello, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thing sounds good to me here. Now we'll just pop on here and check it on. I mean, I'm getting bar there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check 1, 2, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Thanks, boss. Good evening, everybody, as we welcome you inside Braemar Arena for tonight's game between the Buffalo Bison and the Edina Hornets here on MN Hockey TV. We'll have coverage coming up in just a few minutes. They're in the warm-ups right now. Stay tuned, Buffalo Edina next here on MN Hockey TV. Good evening, everybody, as I welcome you back inside Braemar Arena. Felt like quite a while after the early introduction I gave you. We've been on air for quite a little bit now, as the Hornets will be taking on Buffalo this evening. Buffalo coming in at 4-4-1 off a loss at Wayzata, part of a big week for the Bison. They're taking on Edina tonight, Saturday at Minnetonka. So Buffalo in their first season in the Lake Conference with a tough stretch this week. As the Buffalo starters being introduced, Edina going for 10 wins in a row tonight. They haven't lost since opening night against the Andover Huskies. Last time out, they got a big win over Eden Prairie, final score of 2-1. A big Lake Conference win for Edina last time out. As the Buffalo starters finish being introduced, Isabel Varner, the goaltender, 4-4-1. Her record, a 2.51 goals against average. So now the Hornet starters introduced. Sarah Swan will get her second start in goal tonight. She's 1-0, only faced one shot in her one prior appearance, which was a win over Duluth about 3.5 weeks ago. Tonight's coverage sponsored in part by Tradition Companies, American Family Insurance, Lake House, and Itasca Marketing, helping provide live streaming of Edina sports events. You're watching MN Hockey TV. We're going to take a step out, come back with the drop of your puck right after this. As a round of applause also being given, kind of a strange situation ensued leading up to tonight's game. They discovered they didn't have any officials scheduled, and the game may have had to have been postponed, perhaps forfeited. I'm not sure what the exact rule would have been. Edina would have had to forfeit the game for not booking officials. Don't quote me on what the rule would have been for that, but couple of available officials able to be found and called into service tonight. So as Edina sending them a nice thank you, and thank you to all of you as well tuning in tonight. A little bit of a delayed start in part and due to that. Along with Todd Grover, I'm Patrick Lilia. Happy to be back with you on Edina Girls Hockey. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been able to be here with you. Always a pleasure to get to hang out here at Braemar Arena with everybody. So the Hornets will go for win number 10 in a row. They host Lake Conference opponent Buffalo this evening. As we are underway with the puck played up to the far side boards, controlled by the Bison in their own zone. It's played along the far side boards and intercepted by the Hornets. Played over toward Lucy Bowlby, but it's out of her reach. And it's swatted back out toward neutral ice by the Bison. The Bison trying to gain the offensive zone as Jada Habish leading the team in goals with 10. A bank pass ahead into the Edina zone. It'll work its way behind the net, where Allison Carruthers trying to play it. As Lily Hendrickson got in her way, Hendrickson trying to slow that pass down as it played back behind the net as Vivian Jungles ends up with on the stick of Barrett Lindborg. Lindborg able to play it deep in, where Carruthers back to pick it up for Buffalo. 16-17 to go here in the first period as Vivian Jungles intercepts this one, trying to play it along the left wing side into the offensive zone. Here's Tella Jungles into the near side corner where she's headed off. The battle ensues on the end boards as Hannah Chorsky able to come out with it. Chorsky cycling with the puck. She'll kick it back to the point. With a long shot from Connor that's blocked out front and able to be covered up by the goaltender, Isabel Varner. And we'll have a face-off deep in the Buffalo zone with 15:54 to go in the first period. No score. And we welcome you inside Braemar Arena here in Edina. Hornets going for their 10th straight win. Buffalo looking to pick up a big conference victory. They come in at 4-4-1 and a very tough week for them. They've already lost to Wayzata on Saturday. They'll take on Minnetonka this coming Saturday. All three of these games on the road. This one sent wide of the net and played over toward the near side. Now picked up in the corner. The Bison able to gain control of it. Flipped out toward neutral ice. But able to be held by the Hornets. Now the Bison with it once again in their own zone, trying to work their way out toward neutral ice. As Holly Olsen can't intercept the pass. As Emma Connor also tried to come up with it, but she got knocked off the puck. It's sent deep into the Edina zone. Up in the far side corner, here's Olsen with it. Olsen will play it back up past Maxwell. Now sent back toward Maxwell. Maxwell backhanding it around to Olsen on the near side. Olsen trying to get it ahead to Tella Jungles. It's out of her reach. It'll be played deep into the Buffalo zone. Or CC Ryden back to pick it up deep. Ryden will pass it beyond her own blue line as the Hornets able to knock it down. They'll play it back into their own zone with Hendrickson back over to Vivian Jungles on the near side. It's tipped ahead toward the red line where the Bison trying again to not let the Hornets really get past the red line. The Hornets back with it in their own zone. Here's Vivian Jungles getting it up ahead toward Brooke Greeley. Greeley up the left wing side where she's met at the blue line. And an offside results from that play. We'll have a face-off with 14:33 to go here in the first period. No score. Tonight's coverage brought to you by American Family Insurance. Because your dreams deserve a champion. Get a quote at amfam.com. The neutral zone face-off is played up to the far side boards in front of the Edina bench as Hendrickson back to pick it up deep in her own zone. She'll steer it around her own net. She'll bank it off. It'll being picked up by Kylie Roberts. Roberts with a stretch pass, can't get it into the neutral zone as Roberts will get it now out to neutral ice past the red line. As Lily Hendrickson back to pick it up and to get it ahead toward Brooke Greeley. Greeley getting tied up on the far side boards. He's trying to get it back to Vivian Jungles and the Bison into the offensive zone. There's a shot just wide of Swan. That was off the stick of Habish. Talked about Habish with 10 goals on the season coming in, leading the team. There's also Reagan Worm with 9. It's by far the two leading scorers on the Bison. They combined for 19 goals on the season. 13:44 to go here in the first period. No scores. It's back in the Buffalo zone. As Lindborg takes this pass away. Lindborg trying to play it back up toward Jane Keel on the far side. Sent back into the neutral zone as it'll be played in deep by Maxwell. It'll work its way down into the corner. We tried to set up behind the net by Ryden. Ryden trying to play it along as the Bison will carry it through the neutral zone as it's played into the far side corner in the Edina zone. Rung around, sliding over to hold the zone though, or the Bison. It's a shot through traffic. It's tipped out front and then just poked wide. Works its way up into the corner. Nikki Wilson, one of those down there for the Bison. The Bison now back with it at neutral ice. We played back into the Hornet zone. They played over toward the near side where Bowlby can't quite slow it down. Bowlby trying to gain the offensive zone, but Buffalo showing some good stick checking at the blue line. It's played down into the near side corner. Hornets trying to come out with it as the puck is loose again in the slot. Hornets back to pick it up in the neutral zone with 12:35 to go in the period as here's Vivian Jungles up the right wing into the offensive zone. Jungles trying to slide it in toward the goal, and they score! Edina takes the lead at 1-0. Goal coming at 3:31 of this first period. The Hannah Chorsky with her 7th goal of the season. And the Hornets go up early in this game. They lead at 1-0. Played back into the Buffalo zone, right along the near side boards. A battle ensues there. Chorsky comes out with the puck. Chorsky on the far side boards. Vivian Jungles and Emma Connor getting the assists on the Chorsky goal, putting the Hornets ahead 1-0 here early in the first period with the 7th goal of the season for Chorsky as it played back into the neutral zone. As Maxwell brings it up the left wing into the offensive zone. Maxwell with a shot that was blocked out front and played down into the near side corner. 11:30 to go here in the first period. 1-0 Edina. It's played back into the neutral zone. Racing back to pick it up is Maxwell. Maxwell sends it cross ice. Played along the far side as it's knocked down at the blue line. The Bison trying to play it back the other way. Comes down toward the left wing side. Greeley possessing. Greeley sending it cross ice for Maxwell. Maxwell is trying to stretch it down toward Gwen Hendrickson. It's carried into the offensive zone and played down to the near side corner as Greeley slips and loses control of the puck. Roberts goes down into that corner trying to dig it out, but here come the Bison back the other way. 10:50 to go here in the first period. 1-0 Edina. It's a great play by Gwen Hendrickson to get the play tied up. Played along into the near side corner. Played over toward Vivian Jungles on the near side. She'll play it along for Greeley. It's a long shot from the point that'll go wide of Sarah Swan. As Lily Hendrickson backhands, Gwen Hendrickson backhands it to Lily Hendrickson. And Lily Hendrickson trying to steer her way through neutral ice. She will gain the offensive zone. She'll take a shot that'll go wide of the net. The Bison regain possession. Play down in the near side corner. 10:13 to go here in the first period. 1-0 Edina, the 7th goal of the year for Hannah Chorsky as it's played back from the point. The battle continues down in the near side corner. Played back behind the net as Jane Keel there to pick it up. Keel tries to center it, but it's intercepted by the Bison. The Bison will flip it out to neutral ice and see it go the length of the ice for icing. And we'll have a face-off back in the Buffalo zone. 9:49 to go in the first period. 1-0 Edina leading it. Face-off controlled by Sammy Hankinson. Hankinson will bank it through the corner. Played along the near side boards. It's played back up now around the net. It's taken away in front. Nice job by the Hornets forcing a turnover as Hankinson winds up for a slap shot. That'll be saved by the goaltender Varner. Played up into the far side corner. 9:23 to go here in the first period. 1-0 Edina. The play continues in the Buffalo zone. As Chorsky able to come out with the puck, they'll play it around the Bison net. As Connor trying to battle her way through. Hankinson ends up with the puck that was tipped away. Maxwell with a long shot that'll go wide, and he played back into the far side corner. Maxwell can't hold the zone this time. Hankinson back in the Edina zone with it. She plays it over to the near side where it's deflected back into the Hornet zone. Hankinson will work her way around the net, play it up to Maxwell in the corner. She'll flip it along and be unable to be held by the Bison. It's racing back to pick it up. It's Carruthers in her own zone. Carruthers plays it over to the near side. As the Bison catch Edina in a line change. There's a shot that's blocked. It's slided in towards Swan. It's played now behind the net. It was Habish who took that initial shot. Habish circling. Habish with a shot, and that's deflected up over the net into the corner. It'll be picked up in the corner by Maddie Bowers and cleared out to neutral ice. Into the offensive zone, here's Lily Hendrickson. Hendrickson having to steer her way down into the corner. She tries to center it out front for Lauren Uline, but it's tipped away. 8:08 to go, first period. 1-0 Edina leading it. Back out at neutral ice where the Hornets possess. As Vivian Jungles trying to play it over to the near side. As Kelly Collins got knocked off the puck. Jane Keel will take a long shot from just inside the blue line as Collins trying to catch up to that puck, but the Bison will catch up to it first. We play deep into the Hornet zone, and the Bison will change with 7:40 to go here in the first period as Gwen Hendrickson sends it to the far side boards. Through neutral ice, here's Holly Olsen. Olsen working her way in. Olsen with a shot. Rebound is tipped away. The Bison will play it around their own net. Morgan Worm getting tied up on the end boards as I think it was Lindborg got knocked to the ice for the Hornets. The Hornets able to play it down toward Olsen on the near side. Flip back toward the blue line, able to be held. They're trying to get it up toward Gwen Hendrickson. It works its way behind the Buffalo net. And eventually tipped back out to neutral ice. But sent right back deep into the Buffalo zone with 7 minutes to go as we've just passed the 10-minute mark of this first period. 1-0 Edina leading it. The 7th goal of the year for Hannah Chorsky. With Connor and Vivian Jungles getting the assists as Lucy Bolby trying to stick handle her way around. It's loose in front again, but Lindborg couldn't get a shot away before it was deflected down to the near side. As Bolby trying to get it to Jane Keel. Keel with a shot and a save, held on to by Isabel Varner. It'll have a face-off deep in the Buffalo zone. Once again, 6:34 to go here in the first period. It's 1-0 Edina leading it. If you're tuning in here on the MN Hockey TV tonight, let's play to the far side. That's Lily Hendrickson, rings it through the corner around toward Jane Keel on the near side. Keel gets it back to Vivian Jungles for a shot, and again snagged with the glove by Varder, and another face-off in the Buffalo zone. 6:22 to go in the first period. 1-0 Edina. Face-off is loose. Bolby controls. Bolby with a shot, and that'll go wide of the net off the glass. It will be held by Lily Hendrickson. Played back to Hendrickson now at the point as she sent it over toward Vivian Jungles. Jungles with a shot through traffic. That one just goes wide. As Hendrickson again able to hold the zone. She cycles it back to the corner. And now punched up into the net, out of play with 5:58 to go in the first period. 1-0 Edina leading the Buffalo Bison, one of the newest members of the Lake Conference, along with St. Michael Albertville. One little housekeeping note, perhaps. We've been inside Braemar Arena, those banners hanging over the Buffalo end, which denoted the Lake Conference teams at the time: Edina, Eden Prairie, Wayzata. Hopkins, I believe, is in there as well. Minnetonka. Those banners are not there tonight. Not sure if, of course, I haven't been here in a couple of weeks, so not quite sure if there is something to that or not. Or it's just a coincidence that the Bison happen to be here, and I noticed they're not there. Played along the far side boards in the neutral zone. I'll back out into the Edina zone. As Jungles gets it to Chorsky. Chorsky working her way in. Chorsky getting fended off in front as the puck ends up with the goaltender. Varner will have a face-off with 5:04 to go here in the first period. 1-0 Edina leading it. Face-off controlled by the Bison as they carry it around their own net. Edina trying to take it away again in the Buffalo zone, but the Bison able to get it out to neutral ice as it's played into the Edina zone where the Hornets immediately retake control. A backhand pass ahead by Maxwell, though, was sent back into the Edina zone. Played up toward Olsen on the far side. Olsen having to reverse direction ahead of Riley Stenson. The Hornets will again play it from their own zone. This one off the stick of Hankinson. As Gwen Hendrickson trying to get it into the offensive zone, but she took a shot into the offensive zone, and the puck was separated there with 4:23 to go here in the first period. 1-0 Edina leading it. The centering feed out front as Maxwell with a shot. That's saved by Varner and knocked down as it played through the circle and now into the neutral zone. It's played into the Edina zone now, and Maxwell back to play it deep in her own end. Is trying to flip this one ahead toward Collins out front. It's intercepted by Maxwell. It was a nice play there to intercept that one ahead of and on charging Reagan Worm, who has 9 goals on the season. And second on the team in that department behind Jada Habish, who has 10. As it's sent back into the Edina zone and covered up by Sarah Swan with 3:43 to go in the first period. 1-0, Edina leading it. Coverage tonight also brought to you in part by Tradition Companies. They're invested in our community and they're vested in you. Check them out at traditionco.com. The Hornets playing from behind their own net as they play it over toward Vivian Jungles, but she whiffs on the long pass attempt. And that'll allow the Bison to send it back deep into the Edina zone as Lily Hendrickson plays it back over to Vivian Jungles. Jungles gets it ahead to Collins. Collins gets it ahead into the offensive zone for Maddie Bowers, and Bowers with a shot that'll go just wide. Maddie Bowers, one of the JV members, getting an opportunity tonight on varsity, making a nice play there with a shot just wide. It'll dribble wide of the the Buffalo net. 3 minutes to go here in the first period as it's sent cross ice. The Bison will carry it out to neutral and be played along deep into the Edina zone. As Brooke Greeley will catch up to it behind the Edina net. Gets it to Lucy Bolby into the offensive zone. Will be played around the Buffalo net up to the far side corner with 2:35 to go here in the first period as it's tipped down into the Edina zone once again. A nice play, though, to get to this one by Habish. Habish sent it toward the net, but it's intercepted out front by Maxwell. Played along the near side boards. There's a shot that'll go over the top of the net by C.C. Ryden. The Bison was briefly able to maintain control. The battle ensues down in the near side corner as Bolby gets this one ahead into the offensive zone for Jane Keel. Keel with a shot that'll go wide of the net off the glass. 2 minutes to go now here in the first period. 1-0 Edina leading it. Played over to the near side in the neutral zone. And we played up and out of play, and we'll have a face-off with 1:52 to go in the first period. 1-0 Edina leading it. The 7th goal of the year for Hannah Chorsky, putting the Hornets ahead. Face-off still loose in that neutral dot, now controlled by the Hornets. Played up to the far side toward Emma Connor, but Connor losing control of the puck as Chorsky digs it out and able to maintain possession for the Hornets. They're forced back into their own zone as Olsen sends it cross ice far side. It's going to be intercepted by the Bison. Centering feed out front is knocked down in front of Swan. Hillary Hovland had worked her way in front of Swan as well. But a good job by the Hornets to avert that threat as Olsen trying to play it along. We'll get out into the neutral zone. As Buffalo regains possession with 1:11 to go here in the period. 1-0 Edina leading it. Into the offensive zone come the Bison 1-on-3 as a shot tipped over the top of the net. Down to the near side. There's Hannah Chorsky trying to play it along to Tella Jungle. She gets it ahead to Connor. Connor steams her way into the offensive zone. Connor going to move as she was got tied up at the last moment with 48 seconds to go here in the period. Back through neutral ice come the Bison with Habish. Habish into the offensive zone as she's knocked off the puck by Jungles. And Losing control of the puck as it's still loose. Anna Kubu battling in the near side corner for it as they come out for it. There's a shot saved by Swan. Rebound poked down to the near side corner. Nicole Swartzer came out of the scrum with the puck. As Buffalo putting together their best offensive sequence of this first period. As Chorsky able to take the puck away, trying to get it to Connor, but it's intercepted with 10 seconds to go in the period, sent deep into the Bison zone. Though Buffalo putting together their best offensive sequence of that first period. As the period will come to an end. Edina has the 1-0 lead, but Buffalo starting to assert themselves a little bit more. Only goal of that first period coming at the 3:31 mark. The seventh goal of the year for Hannah Chorsky. The assists on that one going to Emma Connor and Vivian Jungle. So we will take a 13-minute timeout while they resurface. Come back here on MN Hockey TV and resume play after one period here at Braemar Arena. It's Edina 1 and Buffalo 0. We will be back. We welcome you back inside Braemar Arena. You got the second period underway. Edina leading it 1-0 after one period on the goal by Hannah Chorsky. That coming at 3:31 of the opening frame as the Hornets play it deep into the Buffalo zone. Back to pick it up behind her own net is Maya Morningstar. It's played back behind the Buffalo net again down to the near side. They'll play it back around again up into the far side corner out of the reach of Morningstar. It'll be played back around again. On toward the point, able to be held by the Hornets. It's Hendrickson, crimps it cross ice for Jungles. Jungles is tipped in front and just wide of the net. Isabel Varner in net for the Bison. Pretty good first period. Did allow the one goal. Had 6 saves and 7 opportunities. As it's able to be played back out to neutral ice, and the Hornets back to pick it up with Hendrickson. She'll backhand it along the right wing side. The Bison able to play it back into the Edina zone, but the Hornets then take it away. It's into the offensive zone. Here's Chorsky. Chorsky trying to drive toward the net. Centering feed is poked around. Jungles won't be able to get to it, but the Hornets with a shot through traffic as it's tipped wide with the stick by Varner, played down to the near side corner, and sent out to neutral ice by Reagan Worm. It'll work its way for icing, and we'll have it back in the Buffalo zone. 15:40 to go here in the second period. Riley Stenson will take the face-off for Buffalo as it's played down to the near side boards. Connor trying to push it along with a shot. That'll be shot over the top of the net. The Hornets trying to drive their way through the slot as it's sent back up in the slot. Collins gets it down low to Chorsky. Chorsky sends it back cross ice for Hankinson, but Hankinson has the puck slide off her stick. Edina, though, able to maintain possession as it's played around the net now by Carruthers. Carruthers trying to get this one out to neutral ice, which he will. It's played down to the near side boards. It's flipped ahead toward Connor. Oh, nice move into the offensive zone. It's Jungles with a drop pass. It's loose in front and poked through the blue. And played down to the near side corner. It's played back up into the far side corner with Morningstar. Couldn't gain control of it for the Bison. Edina regaining possession. Chorsky with it. Chorsky will circle the net. Centering feed for Greeley, and that one was saved by Varner as it works its way up into the far side corner. Greeley with a nice job to keep this puck buried up in the corner. As Gwen Hendrickson arrives on the scene to try to take that puck away once again, as Morningstar trying to play it back through the Buffalo zone. It's played down to the near side boards. Lily Hendrickson with it. Hendrickson steered down to the near side corner. Played back up around the net once again. As Roberts with a shot. Rebound is loose. Roberts shoots it over the top of the net. Roberts finding that wide open rebound, and then that centering feed as Greeley was met out front by C.C. Ryden. Edina again able to maintain the puck. As Hendrickson can't drive it in deep, and it's flipped the length of the ice for icing once again. And we'll have a face-off back in the Buffalo zone with 13:46 to go in the second period. Coverage tonight brought to you in part by American Family Insurance. Invest your dreams carefully at amfam.com. Get a quote today. So by Tradition Companies. It's controlled by the Bison. As this one will be sent up to the far side boards as Carruthers plays it through, but Edina able to hold the offensive zone. And to get it toward Lucy Bolby. It's Lindborg behind the net. Battles down to the near side corner where it's sent the other direction by Reagan Worm. A stretch pass will be sent not quite into the neutral zone, but a nice job then by the Bison to force it ahead anyway. And back into the offensive zone come the Hornets. There's a shot that's saved by Varner. As Lindborg racing up into the corner to try to keep control of it for Edina as the puck along the board sneaks through Olsen. Back to pick it up is Maxwell. Maxwell plays it over toward the near side. The Hornets regain possession with 12:59 to go here in the period as it's played along. As Morning Star trying to send it into the Edina zone. Olsen plays it around. It's free in the slot in the Edina zone. Now down to the near side boards. Maxwell carries it around her own net. She sends it to the far side. Over to the near side as Jane Keel will flip it into the Buffalo zone. Well, the Bison will play it from there. As Carruthers with it. She sends it off the stick of Reagan Worm. Edina retakes possession in their own zone. Sends a cross-ice pass. Into the offensive zone is Hendrickson. Hendrickson with a shot that's steered away with the stick as she was trying to get it down toward Tella Jungles. And flipped out into the neutral zone where the Hornets will look to set up once again. It's into the offensive zone, but then poked away. Then Connor able to take it away, and then a shot saved by Varner. Works his way down to the corner. Chorsky gets it back to the point. Hendrickson sends it cross ice for Olsen with a shot, and that's snagged with the glove. Excuse me, that's Vivian Jungles who took that long shot, and we'll have a face-off with 11:45 to go here in the second period. 1-0 Edina leading it, a first period goal from Hannah Chorsky. Face-off played into the corner. The Bison again getting tied up on their end boards in their own zone as Edina maintaining puck possession. For a shot, and that'll be tipped up into the corner off the stick of Morgan Worm out front as it's sent the length of the ice, and we'll have another icing and another face-off deep in the Buffalo zone with 11:26 to play in the second period. 1-0, Edina leading it here. What's on tap for the Hornets? We've got Forest Lake coming up on Thursday, and then North Wright County on Saturday will be their next home game. Played along into the near side corner in the Buffalo zone. We played around up into the far side corner. The clear attempt is intercepted by Kylie Roberts, but then the Bison able to force it back out into the offensive zone. As Vivian Jungles trying to gain control of it in the Edina zone. It's played along toward Hendrickson. As it back out to neutral ice where the Bison look to regain control. They get it off to Reagan Worm. Worm will send it deep into the Edina zone. There's a shot that'll go behind the net around to the near side corner. And then sent back into the Buffalo zone where Carruthers is back to pick it up. Carruthers with a stretch pass through the neutral zone is able to be corralled and carried into the offensive zone. The centering feed will sneak through up to the far side board, and it'll be rung around to the backside of the net. 10:30 to go here in the second period. 1-0 Edina. The Bison starting to put on a little bit of pressure. They had their only real good offensive sequence of the first period. Delayed penalty coming against Edina as a shot on the back door just goes wide. And it's touched up by the Hornets with 10:16 to go in the second period. And the Buffalo Bison will go on a power play here. Penalty will be assessed to Lily Hendrickson. No, Buffalo will have an opportunity to tie the game up here with 10:16 to go in the second period, trailing 1-0. We'll talk about those two great goal scorers on the Bison. Habish and Worm have combined for 19 goals on the season. So Hendrickson for hooking, putting the Bison on the power play as that centering feed sneaks through down to the near side. Bison still with it. There's a shot that's saved by Swan, may have been blocked out front. Under 10 minutes to go with the Bison able to take it away. Along the near side boards. Sent back up into the slot. It's sent down to the far side circle. There's a shot that'll be tipped up into the far side corner. 1:23 to go in the Buffalo power play. So back to the point. Trying to drive their way through the slot, and the Hornets able to clear. It'll come all the way down in deep into the Buffalo zone as the Hornets again able to take it away. Here's Jungles with a shot shorthanded, and then diving out to cover up that rebound is Varner. It'll have a face-off deep in the Buffalo zone with 9:17 to go in the period. 1:02 in the power play. As Telejungles generating a good shorthanded opportunity right there. Riley Stenson able to win the face-off as it's controlled by the Bison, as it's carried around by Morningstar, but Morningstar can't get away from Chorsky. The backhand pass will get into the neutral zone as it's kicked through the skates of Nicky Wilson. It's played down to the near side, and then the Hornets able to drive it back into the Buffalo zone. As Carruthers with it. Carruthers gets it over to Stenson. Stenson will send this pass through neutral where it's sent back the other way by the Hornets. Into the offensive zone there to pick it up is Connor. Connor with a shot and a save by Varner. So Edina with a couple of good shorthanded chances here on this Buffalo power play. 30 seconds remaining in the player advantage. 8:45 to go here in the second period. 1-0 Edina leading it. Anna Chorsky with her 7th of the year. From Connor and Vivian Jungles at 3:31 of the opening frame. That's the only score we have thus far. Buffalo will set up behind their own net. A great job by the Edina penalty kill on this sequence. As Carruthers with a stretch pass that'll go through the neutral zone for icing. And will bring it back into the Buffalo zone. Now 18 seconds to go on the power play. 8:34 to go in the period. Face-off controlled by Edina as Lucy Bowlby circles. Bowlby trying to fight her way through as we're going to get a penalty here against Buffalo for a slash. So that'll preemptively end the power play. It'll be the slash on Reagan Worm. It'll be 11 seconds of 4-on-4 and then 1:49 of Edina power play. We're just past the midpoint of the second period. 1-0 Edina leading it. Buffalo has struggled to find momentum in the offensive zone. They get some good looks at the end of the first period, but Edina really clamping down on defense. Done a good job keeping the Buffalo scoring attack at bay as Edina back at full strength. 1:45 of power play for the Hornets. They're going to go for a shot. It's loose in front. Rebound kicked around and eventually sent back up high in the slot, able to be held by the Hornets. Be cycled to the far side corner, back up to the slot. It's Connor on the near side. Connor reversing direction. It's a shot that's blocked. As Vivian Jungles able to pick it up, send it to the far side boards. It'll be cycled up into the corner. Back to the point. Here's Jungles over to Connor. Connor with a shot that's blocked out front. Rebound. Clears and comes down to the near side corner, but Edina again able to maintain. There's a long shot by Vivian Jungles that'll go over the net. With 7.5 minutes to go here in the period. Now 1 minute of power play remaining for Edina. The Hornets able to maintain puck possession. And up to the far side boards. They're trying to get it down toward Connor and it was swatted away, but the Hornets again able to maintain puck possession. With Vivian Jungles with it. Sends it down to the near side corner and Roberts. Jungles wind up with a one-time blast, and that's able to be gathered in by Varner. Off the stick of Lily Hendrickson. Will have a face-off with 37 seconds in the power play. .7:03 remaining in the period. Edina on the power play for the first time in the game. The Hornets control the face-off. Lindborg gets it to Bowlby. Bowlby down to Telejungles in the corner. Jungles circles, kicks it back to Lindborg. There's Maxwell with it. Moves it over to Bowlby. Bowlby having to corral it through her skates, and that'll allow it to be sent back through the neutral zone. Racing in to pick this one up is Halbish, and there's a shot that'll go wide of the net. As Habish took that puck away, was able to drive in for a shot, but it was eventually driven wide. 6 seconds to go in the power play. As Habish with it will flip it back deep into the Edina zone. And that'll do it for the power play. As Maxwell plays it from behind her own net as it's played over toward the near side. and will go for icing and a face-off deep in the Edina zone coming with 6:18 to go here in the second period. 1-0 in favor of the Edina Hornets. Face-off coming to the left of Swan, to the right of Swan as it's controlled by the Hornets. Carried back out to neutral ice by Greeley as it's pushed into the Buffalo zone. Greeley can't hold the zone along the far side boards. We pass the 11-minute mark here of the second period. 1-0 Edina as a centering feed is kicked around and played down to the near side corner as Roberts able to come out with it. Roberts working her way through as she drops the pass off with a long shot that's knocked down in front. Roberts racing over to take it, a backhand shot that'll be tipped with the glove by Varner and played up into the far side corner. Both teams back at full strength with 5:35 to go here in the second period. 1-0 Edina. It'll be played through the corner. The backhand pass to the point. Back over toward the near side corner. The shot that's tipped wide of the net. Picked up by Helen Altman. Altman will carry it out through neutral ice. The Bison trying to gain possession again in the neutral zone. Will be played deep into the Hornet zone. As Hendrickson will play it around the net up to the far side corner. 5 minutes to go here in the second period. 1-0 Edina. Edina getting that early goal and really not really many good scoring opportunities since then either way. Buffalo had a couple of good whacks at it late in the first period. Really, since then, it's just been kind of a defensive game with both teams going back and forth between each other's zones, but nobody really getting many good scoring opportunities. The Hornets will dribble this one deep into the Buffalo zone. Back to pick it up is Ryden. Ryden circles the net in front of Chorsky. Play getting tied up in that far side corner as it's played back behind the Bison net. Played around toward the near side by Habish. Direct through the neutral zone into the offensive zone is Worm with Habish. Taken away by the Hornets. Played back the other way. Back into the offensive zone is Tella Jungle. He comes in offside. A nice play by Ryden to force Jungles to come in offside. And we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone with 3:57 to go here in the second period. 1-0 Edina leading it. And along the far side boards. Cycled back through the corner as it'll work its way behind the Buffalo net. The Hornets trying to gain control of it as Bowlby comes away with it. Bowlby being driven down into the corner, but she maintains the puck through behind the net. Centering feed is poked up through the blue as she was trying to get it to Jane Keel. There's a shot out front that'll be blocked. That one bounced off of Morgan Worm. There's Worm over to play it on the near side board. She'll pick it up, carry it out into the neutral zone, play it deep into the Edina zone. 3:13 to go here in the second period. 3:05 now to go here in the middle frame at the Hornet to play this one through. And the Bison back to play it deep in their own zone. Carruthers picks it up. Carruthers with a stretch pass, but won't be able to clear. The Hornets retake it. There's a shot by Lindborg over the top of the net. Vivian Jungles on the far side boards getting tied up with Altman. As Lindborg able to come out with the puck, banks it back to the point. As Carruthers coming down into the near side corner. Played back to the point. A long shot that'll be blocked in front. It's still loose in the slot, and the Bison able to clear. That will go for icing with 2:20 to go here in the second period. 1-0 Edina continuing to lead it here. Goal coming at the 3:31 mark of the first period. It was Chorsky with her 7th of the year. With the assist to Connor and Vivian Jungles. Face-off controlled by Carruthers as she tries to clear the zone, but it'll just be blocked by Greeley, played up into the far side boards. Greeley able to come out with the puck as she drops it off for Vivian Jungles. Jungles will play it to the end boards. That centering feed is intercepted by Habish. Habish can't quite work her way around Roberts. Penalty coming, and they score as the puck came free for a breakaway attempt, and Buffalo has tied the game at 1. And that kind of resulted because of the penalty. The goal scored by Reagan Worm. That'll be her 10th of the season. She equals Habish in goals scored. This game is tied with 1:52 to go here in the second period.
Scoring for Buffalo. It's the 10th goal of the season for number 16, Reagan Worm. With the assist to number 25, Shayna Habish. Worm, her 10th goal of the season for Habish.
So Jada Habish getting the lone assist. There was a delayed penalty coming against Kylie Roberts, and I think that collision freed the puck up for Worm to go in unopposed on Swan. Face-off coming deep in the Edina zone here. Way down into the near side corner with a shot from the point, and that'll be held onto by Swan on the drive by Morningstar with 1:21 to go here in the period. Got the face-off. Sent back up into the far side corner. And trying to be cycled through by the Bison. 1:10 to go here in the second period. Into the offensive zone come the Hornets. They were trying to get it back to Connor as she was working her way toward the glove side, but it was out of her reach. It's banked off the end boards. Under a minute to go here in the second period. Now 50 seconds, the game tied at 1. Game-tying goal from Reagan Worm, her 10th of the season. With 40 seconds to go here now in the middle frame from Braemar Arena in Edina as the puck able to be worked free by the Hornets in the offensive zone. It's played back through the corner behind the net. There to pick it up is Morgan Worm. He's sent back out toward the blue line, but able to be held by the Hornets with 17 seconds to go in the period. Out front, a backhand shot, they score! Emma Connor restoring the lead, taking that beautiful feed in the blue. And the Hornets back on top as they answer the Buffalo score. So for Connor, that'll be her 10th of the season. And the Hornets back in front with 14.2 to go here in the middle frame. Oh, a great response by the Hornets. Off the Buffalo goal, the breakaway by Reagan Worm. So Bison get it back into the Edina zone. We played back into the neutral zone with 3 seconds to go in the period. Stella Jungles and Sammy Hankinson will get the assists on the Connor goal. And that puts the Hornets back on top 2-1 as the second period comes to a close. We'll take a 13-minute break, come back with the drop of the puck for your third period. 2-1 Edina over Buffalo after 2 periods. Watching MN Hockey TV. Welcome you back inside Braemar Arena after 2 periods. It's 2-1 Hornets leading it. Edina got on the board early in the first period. The 7th goal of the year by Hannah Chorsky. Stayed that way much through the first 2 periods. And then Reagan Worm tied it up on a breakaway for Buffalo late in the second period. Made it 1-1. But Edina, with just seconds to play in the second period, answering back with the 10th goal of the season for Emma Connor, putting the Hornets back on top as we get the final period underway. 16:37 remaining in regulation. As Lily Hendrickson plays it back over toward the near side. It's almost intercepted, and then it is intercepted out front, and then just shot wide. As streaking in there was Reagan Worm, bidding for her second goal of the game. There's a shot that'll be knocked down out front. And over to track it on the near side is Habish. Habish getting tripped up, losing control of the puck. There's Lindborg trying to get it around Carruthers. Played up behind the Edina net. The centering feed is knocked down. A backhand shot saved by Sarah Swan off the stick of Habish. Habish is now tied with Reagan Worm in the team lead for goals on Buffalo with 10 apiece. Face-off coming deep in the Edina zone here. As Riley Stenson will take the face-off for Buffalo against Holly Olson. The face-off is still loose in the, that was Chorsky who took the face-off. Back out at neutral ice as it's sent into the Buffalo zone. 15:53 to play here in regulation. 2-1 Edina leading it. From the Bison back the other way through neutral ice. Into the offensive zone is Carruthers. Carruthers will send one off the side of the net. As Olsen picks it up for the Hornets, she plays it up toward the far side for Connor. Connor will play it into the offensive zone, rather have it sent back the other way. She was trying to get it ahead as Maxwell. And over toward the near side, Tella Jungles with a shot. The slide well wide of the net in front of Connor. The Bison carry it around with 15:18 to go here in the final period. Back into the offensive zone, here's Habish. Habish with a shot that was blocked by Vivian Jungles. Habish speeding up to knock Chorsky away from the puck. Try to maintain the puck possession as Olsen battling with Habish. Puck is played up in the far side corner as the Hornets work their way out. Played ahead by Connor, where the Bison will reset in their own zone with 14:52 to go here in regulation. Here's Hendrickson, will play it in deep to the Buffalo zone to be played around the Bison net. It'll work its way back up into the far side corner. The Bison will send it out to neutral where the Hornets will gain possession of it. As Hankinson will send it over to Vivian Jungles on the near side. Vivian sends it into the neutral zone. As Brooke Greeley carries it into the offensive zone. As Greeley slows it down in the near side corner. She sends it over to Vivian Jungles for a shot, and the rebound just works its way off of sticks and down into the near side corner. 14:10 to go in regulation as Jungles winds up for another shot. Another save by Varner as it's played down to the near side corner. With 14:03 now remaining in regulation. 2-1. The Edina leading it. It'll work its way behind the Buffalo net where the Hornets come out with it. The battle continues in that corner. We're back out toward neutral ice, but able to be held by the Hornets. Free to Hankinson, who can't hold the zone, as it'll be played deep into the Edina zone. There's a shot. That'll go off the crossbar. It was a great play by Worm to make that sequence happen. Reagan Worm, who has the goal in the game, as Worm was headed off for a change, but then sees the puck, is sent it into the Edina zone. As Lucy Bowlby plays it in deep to the Buffalo zone. 13:07 remaining here in regulation. 2-1. Edina leading it. 4-on-3 for Buffalo if they hurry. The centering feed in front of Swan, and somehow they were able to keep it out of the net. Stretch pass for Tella Jungles. Jungles speeds into the offensive zone, but she's 1-on-5. She'll drop it back into the neutral zone. As Maxwell trying to get it under control. He sends it over to Jungles on the near side. Jungles gets it ahead for Chorsky. Chorsky got tied up. Puck is loose again. It's a shot by Jungles that'll be saved. 12:32 to go here in regulation. 2-1, Edina leading it. Connor sends it over to Chorsky. Chorsky with a shot, and that'll go wide of the net. It gets tied up on the end boards. Connor battling there. It's Connor trying to come out with it. There's a shot from the point. That might have gotten through to Varner, who made the save off the shot by Collins. Maxwell. That'll work its way behind the net. It's loose in the slot and then just over skating it a little bit. Now back out at neutral ice are the Hornets. There's Chorsky into the offensive zone. Chorsky with a nice move. And then a nice save made by Varner on the shot by Tella Jungles. And we'll have a face-off with 11:50 to play here in regulation. The face-off is still loose, is able to be banked off by Greeley. Greeley sees it sent back into the neutral zone where Hendrickson plays it back in along the far side boards. With Buffalo battling to try to come out with the puck. The Bison will play it down toward the near side with 11.5 minutes to play here in regulation. We play deep into the Hornet zone where Hendrickson there to pick it up. Hendrickson cycles it back over to Vivian Jungles. Jungles gets it ahead for Roberts into the offensive zone. Roberts with a nice move. Roberts and a nice save on the shot by Varner. It'll work its way back up around the net. The Bison trying to get it out their neutral ice. It'll be flipped in deep by Habish as the Hornets will set up deep in their own end as Bolby stretches it ahead toward Roberts. That was off of her stick. We played over toward the near side as the Hornets intercept. Vivian Jungles into the offensive zone. Jungles got knocked off the puck, and it's back out at neutral ice. The Bison play it in deep to the Edina zone. As Lindborg plays it over to Bolby. Bolby able to send it cross ice for Lily Hendrickson. Hendrickson will play it in deep to the Buffalo zone. 10:25 to play here in regulation. Be loose in the slot. The Bison able to poke it back out to neutral ice. It played over toward the near side boards as Bolby flips it in. It'll work its way up into the far side corner as it'll be played around by the Bison. The Bison look to set up deep in their own zone. It'll get it out to neutral ice and play it into the Edina zone as we go past the 7-minute mark of the third period, where that'll be an icing. We'll have a face-off with 9:59 to play here in regulation. 2-1, Edina leading it. Goals by Chorsky and Connor. Those sandwiched around a goal by Reagan Worm that put the Bison on the board and tied the game at 1 for a short time late in the second period. If the Hornets will have to play it from deep in their own zone. Here's Hankinson with it on the near side. The bank pass ahead as it's carried ahead into the offensive zone by Chorsky. Chorsky, though, getting headed off the puck. Penalty coming here against Buffalo. Swan will head to the bench for an extra attacker with 9:32 to go in the period. They score! Edina makes it 3-1 on the delayed penalty. As Connor will score her second goal of the game. And that'll give the Hornets a 2-goal lead with 9:31 to play. So a huge goal for the Hornets, giving them a multi-goal advantage. Buffalo still has those two great goal scorers, so this game not quite over yet, but Edina has done a great job containing them most of the way. Into the offensive zone. Here's Habish. Habish with a shot saved by Swan. Rebound down to the near side corner. That'll be the 11th of the season for Connor. As Chorsky and Tella Jungles will get the assists. 9 minutes to go now in regulation. 3-1, Edina leading it over a tough, scrappy Buffalo team. Edina has had trouble getting too much going in the offensive zone if they get it ahead to Burt Greeley. Greeley into the offensive zone. We played down to the near side boards. Reagan Worm getting the lone Buffalo goal that tied it at 1 late in the second period. There's a shot through traffic that'll be held onto by Varner with 8:31 to play in regulation. Edina leading at 3-1. Edina with a single goal now in all 3 periods. The face-off controlled by Edina. Sent up toward Lily Hendrickson on the far side, but she can't control it in the circle. She'll play it around the net toward the near side. The battle ensues on the near side boards. It'll be played up toward the end boards. 8:10 to go now in regulation. 3-1, Edina leading it. It's still loose in the far side, near side corner. Now the Bison able to play it deep into the Edina zone. As Swan out of her net will let it go by her as Lily Hendrickson will play it. She gets it over toward Vivian Jungles. Jungle sends it into the neutral zone. She got the puck taken away there. It's Hendrickson with it again. She gets it back over to Vivian Jungles. Jungles trying to work her way around the red line. She'll play it in deep to the Buffalo zone. 7.5 minutes now remaining in regulation. It's played back into the neutral zone where Maxwell trying to play it deep but can't quite do it as it's played by the Hornets off the far side boards, and Olsen gets it into the offensive zone. It's a shot, and that'll go, might have hit the post. I heard a ping all the way up here. As Olsen sends it back over to Maxwell. Maxwell trying to slide it down low. It'll be held on to by Varner with 7:01 remaining in the game. Off the face-off, it's banked back into the neutral zone. Racing back to pick it up is Olsen. Olsen's pass is intercepted. The net centering feed intercepted by Chorsky as she banks it ahead toward Tella Jungles. Jungles with Connor into the offensive zone. She tries to slide it through to Connor. Connor just missing on the back door. There's Olsen with it now. Olsen winding up for a shot that'll go wide off the end boards as we're going to whistle with 6:32 to go here in regulation. Another penalty coming here against the Bison with 6:32 to go. It'll be a tripping call against C.C. Ryden. The Hornets will go on their second power play. They're 0 for 1. Edina controls the face-off. Back to Vivian Jungles. Jungles sends it over toward the far side. No, back over to Vivian Jungles. Jungles trying to slide this one through. It's loose in front and held on to by Varner with 6:18 to go in regulation. 3-1, Edina leading it. Face-off to the right of Varner. There's Hendrickson as she sent it back up toward Vivian Jungles. Now Hendrickson back with it. It's Hendrickson doing a nice job circling. She works it down into the corner. Back to Jungles. Jungles sent it cross ice far side for Chorsky, who will bank it down into the far side corner. Under 6 minutes to go now in the game. 3-1, Edina leading it. A single goal in all 3 periods for the Hornets. Lone Buffalo goal coming in the second period that tied the game at 1. There's a shot, and that'll go wide of the net. It'll work its way up into the far side corner. As Roberts went over to hold the zone. Played over toward the near side. Hendrickson with a shot from the circle that'll go wide. 55 seconds now in the power play. 5:25 in the period. Third period of regulation as Vivian Jungles with a shot wide of the net. Edina able to maintain possession. 45 seconds in the power play. There's a shot that'll go wide of the net off the end boards as well. Down to the near side as Hendrickson cycles it into the corner. A nice job there to knock Chorsky off the puck and then sent through the neutral zone all the way into the Hornets' end. The Swan will give it off for Vivian Jungles. Jungles up the left wing side. She tries to get it to Lucy Bolby. 15 seconds now on the power play. Centering feed. There's a save, and I don't think Varner knew where the puck was. 10 seconds to go now in the power play. Edina plays it around the net up to the far side corner. The centering feed for Jane Keel out front is tipped away, and Buffalo back at full strength. With 4:23 to go now in regulation. 3-1, Edina leading it. It will be held by Lindborg as she plays it through the corner. Battle ensues in the corner as it's played. A couple of Buffalo players along with one Edina player. Now back the other direction. It's sent deep into the Edina zone for icing. We'll have a face-off deep in the Buffalo zone. 3:56 to play here in regulation. Face off to the left of Varner. Played up into the far side corner where it's played around toward the near side. Hankinson comes out with it for Edina. Hankinson gets a pass off for Keel, but Keel got knocked off the puck. Maxwell able to hold. Played cross ice with a shot from Hankinson, and that was saved by Varner. 3:32 remaining now in regulation. 3-1, Edina with the lead. Face-off is played up along the near side boards and flipped back out to neutral where Edina will gain possession with Hankinson. Hankinson sends it over to Maxwell. Maxwell pass to the red line is dumped in deep by Gwen Hendrickson. 3:12 to go now in regulation. Gets by Gwen Hendrickson. It'll work its way down into the near side corner with 3 minutes to play. Hankinson with it. Hankinson sends it to Maxwell. Maxwell with a shot that was blocked. It'll work its way around the Buffalo net. The Bison can't clear, it's intercepted. And then it works its way through the slot down to the near side, but Edina back into the neutral zone to pick it up as Maxwell gets it ahead for Roberts. As Roberts is shoved into the board, it's going to draw a penalty against Buffalo for checking. It'll put the Hornets on another late power play. Or maybe it just be an icing call, my apologies. 2.5 minutes to play and a face-off deep in the Buffalo zone. Buffalo really hasn't gotten any push at all here in this final period. We're going to get a timeout taken by Buffalo. Scoring summary once again. First for Edina, it was Chorsky in the first period with her 7th of the season. Then in the second period, it was Reagan Worm for Buffalo with her 10th. That tied the game at 1. And Emma Connor scored her 10th late in the second period to put Edina back on top going into the second intermission. And then Connor adding her 11th, her second of the game. Here in the third period to make it 3-1, where we stand with 2.5 minutes to play. Thanks for tuning in here on MN Hockey TV tonight. A little look ahead to what's coming up. Next Edina girls telecast will be on Saturday afternoon against North Wright County. Well, for the boys, we've got the Holiday Classic starting up on Thursday night. Edina, Eden Prairie, Grand Rapids, and Elk River will play their annual round-robin matchup. That'll start Thursday night. We'll have all 6 of those games here on MN Hockey TV. But for the Edina girls, our next telecast at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon against North Wright County. North Wright County, which would be the equivalent of St. Michael Albertville on the boys' side, kind of a conglomeration of St. Michael Albertville and some other schools in, well, northern Wright County. They'll play the first of their 2 meetings against the Hornets. It's played to the end boards in the Buffalo zone around the near side. The Bison get it out to neutral. They'll try to play it into the offensive zone. They do a good job threading this one too, but then Wormuth, the puck poked away by Hendrickson. Hendrickson will play it from behind her own net. 2:10 to play. Passed over toward Vivian Jungles on the near side into the offensive zone. Here is Chorsky. Empty net for the Bison with 2 minutes now to play. Played on the near side boards in the Buffalo zone. Here's Connor. Connor toward the empty net. She scores. It's a hat trick for Emma Connor as she finishes with the empty net goal. 1:45 to play. 4-1. Edina leading it. That should just about do it. So Emma Connor with her 3rd goal of the evening. That puts the Hornets ahead by 3. The Hornets will move on to win their 10th straight game. Haven't lost since opening night. Gutted out a couple of difficult conference victories now here. The Eden Prairie victory last time out.
Scoring for Edina. It's a hat trick for
There's a shot saved by Swan. The rebound is able to be held and played around the net to the near side. Well, Connor unassisted with the empty net goal. That's 3 for Emma Connor in the game. 1:11 now to go here in regulation. It's into the offensive zone is Kelly Collins. Collins was trying to slide this one in for Maddie Bauer, but it was out of her reach. She's played back into the neutral zone. It's back over to the near side with under a minute to go. Here's Collins with it. Collins into the offensive zone. Collins will ring the net. Hankinson with a shot. That'll go wide off the end boards. 40 seconds remaining. As Vivian Jungles able to hold the zone as she plays it down to the end boards. Now 30 seconds remaining. As Hankinson back in her own zone with it, plays it to the far side. 20 seconds to go. 4-1, Edina leading it here. They'll go to win their 10th straight, improve to 10-1 overall on the season. Buffalo will fall to 4-5-1 on the campaign. Loose in front, rebound is still being kicked around. 3 seconds remaining and covered up by Varner with 3 seconds exactly remaining. As we talked about, the next time we'll see the Hornets at home is Saturday afternoon. That'll be our next telecast here on MN Hockey TV. We'll have a tough road game at Forest Lake on Thursday as the game comes to an end. As the Hornets stave off a tough challenge from Buffalo, and they beat the Bison by a score of 4-1. To pick up another tough conference victory. Enough about the Bison. They fall to 4-5-1 on the season. The next time they'll take the ice is Saturday at Minnetonka. Another tough loss for them in conference. They lost on Saturday 6-3 against Wayzata. They'll look to rebound when they take on another tough team in the Skippers on Saturday. So for Todd Grover, thanks for tuning in here on MN Hockey TV this evening. The final score once again from Braemar Arena, Edina 4 and Buffalo 1. We will see you Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock when Edina takes on North Wright County here on MN Hockey TV. And don't forget, the Boys Holiday Classic kicks off Thursday. Games at 6 and 8:30, I believe, the puck drop times. We'll have all 6 of those round-robin games here on MN Hockey TV as well. We will see you soon from an arena near you.